Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Monthly Horoscope for February 2019, and this is for you coming from Aries. So let me shuffle my Kabbalistic tarot cards. And firstly, before I start talking about your horoscope, I'd like to give you my email address. Many are saying they can't reach me. My email address is andyhoro9. I'll spell that ANDIHORO9, the number 9, at gmail.com. andyhoro9 at gmail.com. Thank you. Now, I'm going to speak to you about the first 15 days of February, and the first card I'm going to pull, and you're coming from Aries, by the way, and the first card that I'm going to pull will be to do with your job. And let's see what happens. It's a miserable card. It says everything has slowed down for you. So if you're waiting to get good news about another job, it's not coming. And if you're waiting for a promotion, more money, it ain't coming either. So tell yourself that you will have to be patient and not be impulsive in your actions as well. This card also shows you have to stay away from arguments. There is a problem between you and your work people or with your bosses. So things are going to be pretty tough. Looks like a gloomy first 15 days of February for you coming from Aries. Now the next card I put will be to do with your business. Well, here the card says that some context from your past may want to encourage some business expansion. But looking at this card, I would say don't. Don't, because their motives may not be very sincere, and if you get involved, you are going to be ending up the loser in business. So opportunities come, but the danger is these opportunities trap you. So in the first 15 days, think about it. Don't get to implement or get things into action. Stay with what you are doing in business that's good enough to be safe. Now, regarding general finances. Regarding general finances for the first 15 days, the card says you're not going to go broke, so it's not a question of sinking in any way or another. But it says that past debts that you have are going to trouble you, and unexpected new financial issues will be cropping up. So it's a very turbulent first 15 days for you where finance is concerned. Now let me pull a card for talking about your romance. Well, this is a card of infinity. So nothing is going to break down. Your romance will carry on, but it's a gloomy card as well. It's got signs of planets that contradict each other. So you and your romance partner, if you have one, are going to contradict each other in many ways. It may cause depression, it may cause rebelliousness. So tell yourself this first 15 days of February, you might as well just take it easy. Don't bring out very thorny issues or things like that. I'm going to pull a card to see whether you might get a new romance in this first 15 days of February. Oh yes, some are finding you very attractive. So you have the chance unexpectedly to get something in a form of a new romance. And the card says here that you're going to get romance from somebody you have known in your past. So it's not a brand new person coming to your life, it's somebody you have known, and it may start. But I find this foundation of this card is very watery. So tell yourself not to dive into it too quickly. Take your time, find out the motives, and then only go into your new romance. The next card that I pull will have to do with your marriage. So let's see how your marriage is going in the first 15 days for you coming from Aries in the first 15 days of February. It's not a good card. Now this is a card of really going for each other's throat. It can be as bad as that because of past mistakes that come up and because of new differences that are cropping up as well. So it's a very tumultuously difficult period for you in the first 15 days of February if you let it to be happen that way. This is the plan of the card which I'm reading you. So you can, with this plan, tell yourself you have to be very careful in the first 15 days in your marriage what you say and do. That way you will quieten these messages down as well. And that's the way to be aware of things. So I don't like this card at all. Blame is also seen, arguments are seen, depression is seen, rebelliousness is seen on this card. So tell yourself, if you value your marriage in the first 15 days, don't go looking for trouble. Now I'm going to talk to you for the last 13 days of February, and I'm going to start with your job area. Your last, for you coming from Aries, your last 13 days are much better. The only issue is, we're talking about your job, the only issue is that you're not going to make more money. These money planets are not here. So on this card, promotion can be seen, doing something very good to find recognition can be seen, but the money part may go missing. So be patient. These last 13 days of February, don't demand too much. Progress is definitely on your way. So you're going to be a much happier person in your job area in the last 13 days. Now this card I pull will be to do with your business. And it says, now what you couldn't accomplish earlier, now the chances of you growing are good. Again, the money issue is seen as against you. So I could translate the money issue as, don't go chasing for contracts which you are not ready for financially. It's a big card showing that many big opportunities can be seen. You are the centerfold there. But tell yourself, don't make the mistake and trap yourself. So don't be light-headed, be rational, be logical, and don't go over your head. Okay? Otherwise, it's a good enough card to show some progress. Now I'll pull this card for romance, and let's see what happens for romance for you. Well, it says the romance has a problem. It's a love problem. Love problems are all about temperament, really, about disagreeing with things which are really not important. There are good points here as well, which show that the continuity of your romance is going to continue in the last 13 days, but unhappiness is overflowing, too much of issues. So since it's you listening to me, don't bring up issues. Let them be quiet. It's only 13 days after all that you have to be quiet, and wait for the following month and see what happens. So all you have to do to keep the peace in your romance is not to bring thorny issues out. Let me pull a card about your marriage and let's see what it says. It's a good card. I'm happy for you because your marriage is going to be okay. There may be some issues of showing romance and showing love. So since it's you listening to me, show love. Go out and have a good time with your marriage partner. Go out and bond. Try to be as romantic as you can. Buy gifts, because it's you listening to me, so you have to do it. And so do all that. And I tell you, these last 15 days are going to be spiritually very bonding for your marriage. I like this card very much. But you have to make the move and you have to show it. And you'll be all right. Now I'm going to pull a card regarding your lucky ages. So your lucky ages for the month of February, for you coming from Aries. It's a powerful card, a card of greatness. So I'm going for the ages of, is it ages? Yes, I'm going for the ages of, if you happen to be the ages of 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75, you are going to be one very lucky person in the month of February. Excitement is shown here, and you can attract anything from a romance to improve the marriage, to find a good job, to go into business or improve your business. The scope is fantastic. If you're not of these ages, don't worry, you'll need to see me one day for a 90-minute session. That will be based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms, and I'll tackle your next 7 or 8 years. I'll talk to you more about that later. So it's a fabulous card. This is for those ages mentioned. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky dates, D-A-T-E-S. Oh, it's a moon card for you coming from Aries. It's a moon card and it's a very happy card. So I'm going to say, if you happen to be the ages of 20 or 29 or 38 or 47 or 56 or 65 or 74, you're going to find plenty of good things coming to you, whether in job, whether in business, whether the new romance, old romance, whether it's a marriage. So it's a wonderful card for that. Well, I should be giving you your lucky dates, not your lucky ages, sorry. Now, your lucky dates for this would be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th. But those ages which are mentioned from this card are also very good. So you got a bonus there, you got an extra set of ages here. But the dates would be the 2nd, 11th, 20th, and 29th. You're going to do extremely well. There will be opportunities with these planets to be lucky in any area of your life. Now I'm going to pull a card regarding your lucky colors. It's the color of royalty, so purple is your color for the month of February. Wear purple undergarments, top garments, a handkerchief, grab hold of purple, and you will see that the mightiness of these planets here, well, Kabbalistic card, that's why I like them, because they show planets and zodiac signs and all that. I like this card for the color purple. So wear plenty of purple and you'll be very lucky. And now a lucky direction for you. Lucky direction simply means, you see there are 9 planets surrounding Earth, and when you look left, right, straight or forward, you'll be looking at a planet. And for you, the direction I'm going to choose here is the direction north. So look at north and you'll become extremely lucky, because the energy from north would be making you very lucky and successful. Well, that's what I have to tell you. And just one last thing. I note on my notes here that I got to talk to you about your health. So let me say a quick word about your health for you coming from Aries. It's the card of disturbance. Disturbance could be mental, could be physical, could be emotional. The physical part, I would say, watch out for allergies. The mental part, I would say, anxiety and impulsiveness. And the emotional part, I would say, would be try to keep the peace and you will be very, very happy. And if you ask me about the physical side, this is a card that represents your heart. So if you have any heart issues, watch out. Or if you have some difficulties of breathing, see a cardiologist. Nothing very serious, but that's what I'm reading. So that's what I have to tell you. Well, I'm having a 90-minute session which will give you to know what's going to happen in your next 7, 8 or 9 years. And that is going to be based on your date of birth and time of birth and looking at your palms. And with all that information, I'll give you a lot of news. Yes, some of it would be to make you realize that times are not always good. And I'll give you your lucky lottery numbers based on your date of birth, time of birth and looking at your palms. Your lucky colors and your lucky gemstones and your lucky directions. A lot of information, all based on your date of birth, on your time of birth and looking at your palms. How personal is that? And so I've given you my email address earlier, and try to look me up on Facebook. I'm at Andy, A-N-D-I .Singh, S-I-N-G-H .9, the number 9. Yes, 9 is my lucky number. And so with that, I wish you the best of February, and take care of yourself and be happy. Until then, thank you and good luck.